How's it going, you guys? AZ Plyo 21 here with another episode of our UFC save here in WMMA 5, and we have UFC Fight Night Reyes versus Oezdemir 2. Love to see it. Love to see it. Appreciate you guys, whether you're watching on YouTube or Twitch. As always, be sure to leave a comment down below. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so, and let me know what you guys are thinking. The last time that I saw you guys was for UFC 296 Dariush versus Volkanovski. We saw Volkanovski beat Dariush to win the lightweight championship, double champ status. Magomed Ankalaev beating Alex Pereira via split decision. Love to see it. And now we have Reyes and Oezdemir going at it today. Light heavyweight main event also got Curtis Blades, Holly Holm in action. I believe the debut of Angela Lee. Should be an interesting card here today. And the next pay-per-view that we got going on is UFC 297. O'Malley versus Sandhagen. 3 title fights on that card, including a Nick Diaz and a Uriah Faber fight. Always exciting in 2023 to watch Nick Diaz and Uriah Faber fight. All right, let's get into it. Reyes versus Oezdemir 2. Card is taking place in Pennsylvania. No more Apex cards for me. Well, the big ticket Harris taking on Justin Tafa in the heavyweight division. The heavyweights going at it early here on the prelims. As I'm recording this, we have pay-per-view tomorrow. O'Malley and Sterling going at it. You can see here, Walt Harris, 3 straight losses. Not doing very well for himself. Justin Tafa on the other side, 2 straight wins. Love to see it. Walt Harris with a first-round TKO in less than a minute. The 40-year-old getting it done. Adrian Yanez, great bantamweight, taking on Ronnie Lawrence in the bantamweight division. Lawrence favored in this one, but it is Yanez in a fantastic fight. That does not surprise me. Getting the win via TKO in this one. Yanez not ranked, surprisingly enough, after losing to Rob Font, but getting the win here today. And he says he wants to fight Said Nurmagomedov, interestingly enough. Casey Kenny taking on Brian Boom Kelleher. Another bantamweight fight here on the prelims. Indiana-born Casey Kenny. I believe he fought out of the MMA lab recently. He gets the win over Boom Kelleher via decision. Yep, there you can see MMA lab. Nasrat Haqparast, the, what is it, Iranian Kelvin Gastelum or something like that, taking on Guram Kukataladze. The Georgian fighter looking for his 14th win, and he gets it via decision over Haqparast here today. Yana should be ranked. Absolutely should be ranked. And I believe he is still ranked in real life. I'm not 1000% sure. But, I mean, Rob Font is just very, very good. Jared Gordon, unranked, coming off a no contest with Bobby Green, takes on the veteran Clay Guida, coming off a loss to RDA in this save. 2 straight losses for Clay Guida. Still low-level national, so still stumping about him. Still a reason to keep Clay Guida, as he does lose via decision to Jared Gordon. He's getting to the age where he might consider retiring, and he does just that. Clay Guida retires after 38-25, a nice career for Clay Guida. Not going to try to convince him to get out of retirement. 41 years old, kind of over it. It is what it is. The camo shorts are back. Bryce Thug Nasty Mitchell going up against Ricardo Ramos. Interesting fight for the prelims, but I think Bryce Mitchell, his popularity just isn't that good in game for whatever reason. I believe he's low-level national, high-level regional. And he is coming off a loss as well, losing to Movsar Evloev, which does not surprise me. Evloev is pretty good. That Topuria loss really did a number in on him for his entire aura, essentially. Facing off with Ricardo Ramos, who's no slump in his own right, coming off a win over Danny Chavez, his first fight in game, as it is Bryce Mitchell with the submission victory. So Thug Nasty able to get himself a win in his first fight here in save. Billy Quarantillo taking on Chase Hooper at 145. The no longer a teenager in Chase Hooper, 4-3 in the UFC, coming off a win here in the save. Melsik Bagdasarian, that was on the Hill Prohaska fight card. Billy Quarantillo, also a very exciting fighter in his own right, coming off a loss to Edson Barbosa. No shame in losing to him, as it is Quarantillo with the unanimous decision victory over the kid in Chase Hooper. 34-year-old gets his 18th win of his career. Ladies going at it, as it is Haley Cowan, all hail Cowan, taking on Tainara Lisboa, Brazilian Muay Thai practitioner, at 135, and it's Cowan with the split decision, getting her 8th victory of her career. A lady who is fighting tomorrow as I'm recording this, Andrea KGB Lee, taking on Yasmin Lucindo. Only 21 years of age, Lucindo. Already 3 fights in the UFC and coming off a win in save against Melissa Gatto. KGB Lee, a pretty big favorite, ranked at number 22, coming off 2 straight losses, the last one to Macy Barber. But it is KGB who gets it done, a TKO victory in round number 3, the 14th win of her career. Brianna Van Buren taking on Alexia Tainara. I believe Tainara making her UFC debut. She is already ranked at number 16. Former Jungle Fight fighter. Van Buren has been in the UFC for some time now, and in a fantastic fight. You love to see that with the ladies. Van Buren getting the unanimous decision victory, 2-1 and now in the UFC after losing to Tisha Torres 3 years ago. Teddy Ash taking on Christian Leroy Duncan. In the 185 division, Canada versus England, as Christian Leroy Duncan, 2-0 in the UFC, former Cage Warriors champion, Dusko Dvorovich and Roman Kopylov. Some pretty good, middleweight prospects in their own right, as he takes on Teddy Ash, who I believe was the unified MMA champion, making his UFC debut. Pretty, even fight, good fight for both of these guys, as it is Leroy Duncan getting it done, still undefeated at 10-0. Love to see this prospect get a win, 6'2", 185, perfect 10-0, as he gives respect to the former unified champion. As we now begin our main card with Angela Lee taking on Cheyenne Vlismas, as I believe the Leroy Duncan fight was the first fight on the main card. Angela Lee, of course, sister of one of the other Lee sisters. I can't remember her name, but she unfortunately died recently. And Angela Lee, I think, is retiring as a result of all of it. You can see here, recently has not had the most success over in one. Couple losses in the past couple of years, but Angela Lee still a very good fighter in her own right. Hopefully she keeps fighting if she has the the will to do so. She's taking on Cheyenne Vlismas, 2-2 in the UFC, last coming off of a loss. And it is Vlismas actually getting a TKO victory over Angela Lee. So Lee maybe nerfed a little bit in this this mod, has been losing a little bit, so you can't understand that. Holly Holm taking on Caitlin Chookagian at 135. Chookagian actually making a jump up to bantamweight to fight against Holly Holm. And the reason for that is Holly Holm does not want to fight anybody. She won't fight anybody unless they're, remotely popular. I think Caitlin Chookagian is like low-level national, high-level regional. And Holly Holm keeps losing, but keeps wanting to fight, girls that are popular, which is why she had to fight Rocky Pennington. She lost. And now she's fighting against Caitlin Chookagian, which was like the only option available at the time. My guess is Chookagian wins and Holm retires. And hopefully that just happens, because I'm kind of through booking Holly Holm, as Holly Holm beats Caitlin Chookagian via unanimous decision. And so now it's going to be a pain in the ass to try to find someone to fight Holly Holm, unless she just retires right here. She does. Okay, good. Not going to try to talk her out of that. Thank you, Holly. Hall of Famer, sure. Get out of here. Curtis Razor Blades taking on Sergey Spivak in the heavyweight division. Big fan of Curtis Razor Blades in real life. Ducks the kind of... he's always had such bad luck. Like, look at this. A beautiful 4-fight winning streak. Runs into Derek Lewis. Beautiful 5-fight winning streak. Runs into freaking Francis Ngannou. His UFC debut against Francis Ngannou. 3-fight winning streak, TKOing Tom Aspinall, runs into Sergey Pavlovich. Guy's just had really bad luck. Has not been able to fight for the title, and then loses to Tai Tuivasa. Really hope he can get a win, but Sergey Spivak is no slouch. Number 7 in the division, coming off a win over Alexander Volkov. He's on a 4-fight winning streak in his own right. I was there live when he beat the shit out of Greg Hardy. Everyone was a big fan of him that night. Love to see it. RBM is streaming this fight card on 4chan, and well, it's not a pay-per-view, it's on ESPN Plus. You don't got like $6-7 a month to watch these fight cards legally, my guy. That's tough. Times are tough, though. I'm not going to judge. Sergey Spivak with unanimous decision victory in 3 rounds. So Curtis Blades' bad luck continues on. Edmund Shabazian taking on Abdul Razak Al Hassan in our co-main event. Shabazian, number 20 in the middleweight division, coming off a win over Eric Anders. On the other side, you have Al Hassan coming off a win over Brad Tavares. Interesting co-main event. I think Shabazian, yeah, just low-level national on a little bit of a streak. It is what it is. No commercials. Forgot that part. Well, I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on that one. No one's a big fan of commercials, as it is Edmund Shabazian, the golden boy, getting the TKO victory in 2 rounds. Fantastic fight. Love to see that between 2 fighters. And he wants to fight the older gentleman in Rafael Lovato Jr. as we make it to our main event of the evening in our light heavyweight division. 3 fantastic fights, that is correct. Love to see that. Oezdemir coming off a win over Khalil Roundtree on the Sterling versus O'Malley pay-per-view. Dominick Reyes, on the other hand, coming off a win over Jimmy Crute. Jimmy Crute in real life not having a good go of it. I believe he's either retired or stepping back from MMA. I'm not 100% sure. Hopefully he is okay. But let's get our main event underway. In the light heavyweight division, both guys needing a pretty big win. What? I mean, okay. I was just getting ready to take a little sip of water. And Dominick Reyes has been knocked out already. 25 seconds is all it takes to end our main event here, unfortunately. Volkan Oezdemir knocks out Dominick Reyes. 2,000 in attendance in Pennsylvania. Commercial rating of 76 is not the greatest. I'd imagine we lost some money on this show. That is okay. Fight of the night. Let's give it to the ladies. Screw it. Let's give it to the ladies. And then first round finish, obviously, Oezdemir is going to get a performance bonus. And then Walt Harris. 44 seconds is all it took for him. Beautiful. Yeah, we lost a good 600,000. Holly Holm, look at that. 217,000. Oezdemir probably deserves that. Ship this bum Reyes off to Bellator. That's probably what's going to happen in real life. I think you mean PFL, by the way. PFL is about to buy Bellator. Interesting to see what's going to happen there. But there we have it. Dominick Reyes getting ready to go to PFL. Knocked out by Volkan Oezdemir. Appreciate you guys for watching. Be sure to stay tuned. Like I said, the next pay-per-view that you guys will be seeing will be O'Malley versus Sanhagen. I'm AZPlow21, and I will see you guys at the fights.